You've seen the dream. Exposed brick walls, the gentle hiss of the espresso machine, the smell of freshly ground beans. You're the friendly neighborhood barista, the king of caffeine, the creator of community. You imagine yourself sipping a latte, chatting with regulars, and watching the cash register sing. It's the ultimate lifestyle business, right? Wrong. You are not a barista. You are a debt slave. You are a real estate hostage. You are a manager of high school kids who will quit without notice. The coffee shop industry is a brutal numbers game, and most owners lose because they fall in love with the aroma, not the arithmetic. Let's break down the real economics behind that shiny espresso machine. And trust me, the math will wake you up faster than a double shot of espresso. First, the dream demands a price of entry. Before you serve a single customer, you need to write some very large checks. Let's start with the location. You need a space with foot traffic, which means prime real estate. You're not buying, you're leasing. But that empty shell is just concrete and pipes. You need leasehold improvements. Plumbing for the 3-compartment sink. Electrical wiring for the massive espresso machine. Custom cabinetry for the bar. This costs between $50,000 and $100,000 just to make the space functional. Now the shiny toys. A commercial espresso machine, the heart of your operation, is not a $500 home appliance. A decent machine runs $15,000 to $30,000. A professional grinder? Another $3,000. Then you need refrigeration units, ice machines, blenders, ovens, and a point-of-sale system. That's another $10,000 to $15,000. Don't forget the furniture. Those aesthetic wooden tables and Instagrammable chairs? That's $5,000. The decor and lighting? Another few thousand. And the government wants its cut. Health permits, food handler certifications, business licenses, and fire safety inspections can run you $5,000 to $10,000 before you even brew your first cup. Add in your initial inventory: coffee beans, syrups, milk, cups, lids, napkins. That's another $5,000. So, what's the grand total to open the doors? You're looking at a minimum of $100,000. In a premium location, expect to burn through $150,000 to $200,000 before your first customer walks in. You are now $150,000 in the hole, and you haven't made a single dollar. You're open. The doors are unlocked. Now the real nightmare begins, the daily bleed. Rent is your silent killer. That prime location costs you. In a decent city, expect to pay $5,000 to $8,000 a month. In a prime metro area, $10,000 to $15,000. Your landlord doesn't care if it's raining or if a pandemic hits. The rent is due. Then there's labor. You can't run the shop alone. You need 2 to 3 baristas per shift. At $15 to $20 an hour, labor is eating 30 to 35% of your total revenue. That's a massive chunk. Next is the cost of goods sold, or COGS. The beans, the milk, the sugar, the cups, the lids. These inputs cost you 25 to 35% of your revenue. And the bills never stop. Electricity for the refrigerator and the espresso machine, water for the cleaning and the drinks, internet and phone. That's another $1,500 to $2,500 a month. Insurance, because someone will inevitably slip on a wet floor, is another $500 to $1,000 monthly. Add it all up: rent, labor, COGS, utilities, insurance. Your fixed monthly burn is $20,000 to $30,000 depending on your location and size. This is your break-even number. To survive, you need to generate $20,000 to $30,000 in revenue every single month. If your average customer spends $6, that means you need to serve between 110 and 165 customers every single day. Every single day. Rain or shine. Miss that target, and you're not just losing money, you're bleeding out. The coffee shop doesn't just run on caffeine. It runs on a relentless volume of bodies through the door. So, if the margins are so thin, why are there successful coffee shops? Because they don't rely on coffee. They rely on the hidden profit centers. Let's talk about the latte. That $6 latte cost you about 50 cents in ingredients. The milk, the beans, the cup, the lid, that's it. You are selling a product at a 90% gross margin. This is your cash cow. But the real magic is in the pastry case. You buy a croissant from a supplier for 80 cents. You sell it for $4.50. That's an 82% gross margin. You are not a coffee shop. You are a bakery that happens to serve coffee. Then there's the upselling game. Would you like an extra shot? Cost you 10 cents, you charge $1. Whipped cream? Cost you 5 cents, you charge 75 cents. These small add-ons boost your average ticket size without significantly increasing your costs. Now, the real financial weapon, the loyalty program. You sell a prepaid card. They pay you $50 today for 10 drinks they'll consume over the next month. You get the cash now while you deliver the product later. That's free working capital. It's a loan from your customers. And if you want to play with the big boys, you roast your own beans. Buy green beans for $5 per pound, roast them, and sell them for $18 per pound. That's a 70% margin. You are now a wholesaler and retailer combined. Successful coffee shops aren't selling coffee. They're selling an experience, a habit, and a high-margin ecosystem of add-ons. The coffee is just the loss leader to get them in the door. So, after all that math, what's the final verdict? What is the actual net profit of a coffee shop? The average net profit margin for a coffee shop is between 3 and 6%. That's it. For every $100 you sell, you get to keep $3 to $6. Compare that to the average small business, which enjoys a 10 to 15% margin. Coffee shops are near the bottom of the profitability ladder. Let's put that in perspective. If you generate $500,000 in annual revenue, your net profit is only $15,000 to $30,000 a year. That's your salary for working 60 to 80 hours a week. If you are a sole owner and you're not paying yourself a proper salary, that $30,000 is all you get. You could make more money managing a McDonald's with half the stress. The harsh reality is that a coffee shop is a low-margin, high-volume labor and real estate business. It is a volume game, not a luxury game. You only achieve the dream if you break the system. You must own the building so you're not paying a landlord. You must master your supply chain with direct trade beans to cut costs. And you must aggressively sell high-margin add-ons like pastries and merchandise. Most owners fail because they treat it as a lifestyle hobby, not a ruthless business. They are baristas who happen to own a shop, not business owners who happen to serve coffee. The coffee shop business is simple. It's a war of inches. You fight for every penny, every customer, and every drop of milk. If you don't understand the unit economics of a single cup of coffee, you will become another statistic. You will be a business that closes its doors within 2 years, leaving behind a beautiful, expensive, and empty space. The aroma is a lie. The math is the truth. And the truth is, owning a coffee shop is one of the toughest ways to make a living.